Hey folks, Scott Austin here from Jade Puma, and in this video I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on how to make swatches for your Shopify store. So many themes, as you can see here, this is the Flex theme by out of the sandbox, and many themes have the ability to have swatches for colors. They show up on collection pages. Going back here a second. So you can see the swatches here on the collection pages, and then it also has them on the product page. So a lot of people want to know how to make those swatches. So they're PNG files, and they have to be in what's called a handleized format, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. So what you have to do is you have to make a PNG file for that color. Now you can just go in and make a color if you want to using a hex code or whatever in your graphics software. But what I like to do is actually use a little small image from the actual product, which gives it a little texture. Here you can see on the blue one, especially on the gray one here, the heather gray, and I don't know why that image is showing up the wrong color there. These products aren't aligned properly, but you know the gray one here should use this as the image, and there's a little bit of texture in that gray. And sometimes you'll like have two colors, so you can take a little screenshot of the two colors overlapping a little bit or something, and just gives you a more realistic swatch than just using a hex code. So quickly, let me show you how I do that. So we're missing a swatch here right now for mustard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a swatch for mustard for you. Now, I'm Windows, so I'm going to use this little piece of software here called Snip and Sketch, which comes included in Windows. You Mac people, I'm sure there's a way for you to do this, but I don't know what that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this new, and then I can just grab a little part of my screen. So there we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. And right now I'm working on this store. I'm enthusiast, I'm in site assets, I'm making swatches. This is an original one. Now, when it comes to making them handleized, here's what it has to be. So it's a PNG file, and the file name must be exactly the same letters as the color is. It must be all small letters, and any spaces or special characters like an ampersand have to be dashes. So for in this case with mustard, which is just one word, all I have to do is save that as mustard in small letters. Save. So now if I look in that folder, here's my original for my mustard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up in my photo editing software. I use GIMP, which is open source, free software, sort of like Adobe Photoshop, just without the cost. So I use GIMP for almost everything that I do from a graphics standpoint. So all I'm going to do is take this image and drop it into GIMP where I can edit it. Now what I do is I make my swatches 96 pixels by 96 pixels, which is a little larger than it requires. Most themes want a 50 by 50 or something around that. I make it 96 by 96 just in case one of these themes wants a bigger file someday in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my canvas size to 96 by 96. And then I'm going to place that right around. So I want to get a little bit of that texture in, but not too much of the shadow. So I just move it around until I get it where I want it to be. And I say resize. So there we go. And now if I save this one as, I'm going to put it in a different folder in the cropped and save. Whoop, that's saving the file. I need to export that as a PNG. There we go. Export as PNG, swatches cropped. That's my right file location. And that's good to go. So now I'm going to get out of GIMP and I'm going to go over to the folder where my cropped ones are. And there's my crop mustard file. Now what I have to do is I have to go into Shopify admin for the store. And some themes want the file stored in the assets folder under the theme code. Some themes want it stored as a file. And in this case with the Flex theme, they want it stored as a file. So what I'm going to do is in my file section, I'm going to go to upload files, and I'm going to find that mustard swatch right there. And now there it is on the site. So what should happen is if I go back to my page and I do a hard refresh, you now see there's the swatch that I just made, right? And you can see the little bit of texture showing up, so you can see that it's actually fabric. So that's how you can make swatches for your theme in your Shopify store. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.